I think it's an ideal time to see which teams will improve their 2025 win totals.
I'm looking at this Bears team saying, if you have the longest odds in the division, I'm betting you.
Which clubs are going to regress big time. So, here are 5 teams who will make a big leap in 2025 and 5 who will completely fall apart. Big leap, San Francisco 49ers. Much like the 2020 squad, the 2024 49ers went from NFC champions to dead last in the NFC West. The key factor? An onslaught of injuries to their superstar players. We know the 49ers lost an insane amount of talent this offseason. I mean, namely Deebo Samuel, Aaron Banks, Drake Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, Javon Hargrave, Leonard Floyd, and Charvarius Ward. But we have seen far too many times what a healthy core of Purdy, Ayuk, Run CMC, Williams, George Kittle, Bosa, and Fred Warner can do together. Let's not sleep on their key offseason additions either. They brought back Robert Saleh for the defensive coordinator role, used a first-round pick on Michael Williams, and acquired Bryce Huff from the Philadelphia Eagles to bolster their pass rush. So, in other words, the 49ers should be just fine. I'm sorry, but it's just dangerous to bet against a team that has played in 4 of the last 6 NFC Championship games and is a few plays away from winning 2 Super Bowls. Fall apart, New Orleans Saints. We're not trying to be mean or anything, but there's a chance that the 2025 Saints go down as the worst and most unwatchable football team since the 2017 Cleveland Browns, who went 0-16. Yeesh, I mean, at least that team had Myles Garrett. Last year's Saints went 5-12 with Derek Carr behind center for 10 games. With Carr unexpectedly retiring, the Saints now have a QB competition consisting of Spencer Rattler and rookie Tyler Shuck. The Saints also lost star offensive tackle Ryan Ramczyk to retirement, and underrated corner Paulson Adebo signed with the New York Giants. Other than that, we suppose it's not so bad for a team with 0 true game changers outside of 30-year-old running back Calvin Kamara. Jeez. Look, we love the hiring of Kellen Moore as head coach, but what is he supposed to do with this group? Not even prime Bill Belichick, Bill Walsh, or Chuck Noll would be able to win with this team. The Saints don't want to admit it, but it almost feels like they're setting up a tank job to get an early pick and just get a top QB prospect next year. And honestly, we don't hate that strategy, but we would be amazed if this team won more than 3 games in 2025. Big leap, Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams dazzled as a rookie, despite taking a league-high 68 sacks, throwing for 3,541 yards, 20 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions. And that was with an unqualified head coach in Matt Eberflus holding him back with his mind-numbing in-game management. Highly touted quarterbacks of Williams' caliber always make a big leap in year 2. But this could seriously be an MVP-like campaign for last year's first overall pick. Just look at what the Bears did this offseason to ensure that he's not let down again. They got arguably the hottest name available in the 2025 coach hiring cycle, Ben Johnson. As for that offensive line, well, how about the additions of Drew Dahlman, Jonah Jackson, and all-pro guard Joe Thuney? We already liked the Bears' set of weapons around Williams. Then they drafted Colson Loveland and Luther Burden III to complement DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, and DeAndre Swift. Also, do not sleep on the cornerback trio of Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, and Kyler Gordon either. The Bears have the talent to churn out a top 5 offense, and, at minimum, a top 10 defense. Oh, wow. Can you believe it? Things are finally looking up for the Bears. A big leap is on the horizon, and potentially a surprise run to the postseason. Fall apart, Indianapolis Colts. The Colts have become satisfied with being in the mushy middle, which is honestly just the worst place to be. Good enough to compete for a playoff spot, but not good enough to win the Super Bowl. But also not bad enough to get those franchise-changing top 5 draft picks. I mean, think about it. From 2015 to 2024, the Colts have finished with 7 to 11 wins 8 times. Including 6 seasons of 7 to 9 wins. They are the epitome of mediocrity. Bringing back head coach Shane Steichen and GM Chris Ballard, with Anthony Richardson still the starting quarterback, inspires very little reason for us to think anything will change. The offensive line was Indy's main strength, but they lost 2 valuable starters in Ryan Kelly and Will Fries. If Richardson doesn't pull through in a make-or-break year, their backup plan is Daniel Jones. Ooh, yeah, good luck with that. The Colts play in the weak AFC South, sure, but the Tennessee Titans won't be punching bags anymore with first overall pick Cam Ward taking over at quarterback. The Jacksonville Jaguars will be a much more formidable opponent as well after drafting Travis Hunter. Indy has 8 games against teams who finished with double-digit wins last year. Plus, opponents like the Jags, San Francisco 49ers, and Las Vegas Raiders are bound to improve. But hey, maybe it'll take one more disastrous year for the Colts to bring the widespread changes this organization needs. Big leap, Denver Broncos. The Broncos were one of the biggest surprises surprises of 2024, finishing with a 10-7 record en route to their first playoff appearance in 9 years. That was all thanks to the breakout year of rookie QB Bo Nix and a defense that finished third in scoring and a league-high 63 sacks. Well, there is no more flying under the radar. It is time for the Broncos to make the jump to Super Bowl contender, and the pieces are there for Sean Payton's squad to do it. Naturally, more experience will help Nix improve dramatically in year 2. The Broncos signed former Pro Bowl tight end Evan Ingram to get more support for Cortland Sutton. They used second and third round picks on running back RJ Harvey and wide receiver Pat Bryant to bolster the group too. And if that defense wasn't scary enough, well, they signed all-pro safety Talanoa Hufanga, star linebacker Dre Greenlaw, and used their first-round pick on Texas corner Jahdae Barron. Yeesh, as if it wasn't hard enough throwing against Patrick Surtain II. So, they had a top 10 scoring offense and defense last year. Both those units got even better. A Hall of Fame caliber coach to help their young star QB take that next step? Oh man, we kid you not, these guys are ready to become legitimate Super Bowl contenders. Fall apart, Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals were in the running to win the NFC West, sitting at 6-4 with 7 games to go. But, as the case has been in the Kyler Murray era, the Cardinals unraveled in the second half, dropping 5 of their final 7 games to finish 8-9. On paper, this team should be even better in 2025, right? Marvin Harrison Jr. is poised to make a big leap in year 2. Their defense got much-needed boost with the draft picks of Walter Nolan and Will Johnson and the free agent signing of Josh Sweat. Well, unfortunately, the Cardinals are merely the 4th best team in the NFC West. The 49ers and Los Angeles Rams are bona fide Super Bowl contenders. The Seattle Seahawks won 10 games last year and figure to be in the mix after swapping out Geno Smith for Sam Darnold behind center. Arizona still has a leaky offensive line, and we are still waiting to see Murray put it together for a full season. Look, add it all up, and Arizona will have a heck of a time trying to even match last season's win total. It's gonna be rough. Big leap? Dallas Cowboys. Look, love or hate the Cowboys all you want, but they're a virtual lock to improve their win total in 2025. Double-digit victories and a return to the postseason are very much in play here. In some ways, it's remarkable that Dallas finished 7-10 last year with Dak Prescott missing their final 9 games with a hamstring injury. Micah Parsons was out for 4 contests, so naturally, Dallas will improve thanks to better luck on the injury front. Don't forget that Prescott had a career year in 2023 with CeeDee Lamb as his only explosive pass catcher. Well, Dallas finally got its number 2 receiver by acquiring George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jerry Jones also signed 2 capable 1,000-yard rushers in Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders to help the backfield. And though we're unsure about Brian Schottenheimer as a head coach, he's at least an upgrade over Mike McCarthy, right? And Matt Eberflus is certainly a better fit at DC than Mike Zimmer, whose D finished 31st in scoring last year. Fall apart? Cleveland Browns. Quite frankly, we don't know what the plan is in Cleveland. Time will tell how it plays out, but we are still stunned that they passed on the opportunity to draft Travis Hunter by trading down 3 spots via the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We had the opportunity to pick Travis Hunter. Why we didn't, we will never know. Typical Browns.
Mason Graham is an excellent prospect, but how much will he really move the needle with the Browns already occupying a solid front 7 led by Myles Garrett? Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Shedeur Sanders, and Dylan Gabriel are the QB room, aka a 40-year-old journeyman, a former first-round pick, and draft bust, and 2 unproven rookies. By the way, the Browns have the 2nd hardest strength of schedule for 2025. But such is life when you play in the AFC North with 3 perennial playoff contenders in the Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals, and Pittsburgh Steelers. Big leap? Cincinnati Bengals. Their 9-8 record wasn't sexy, but the 2024 Bengals may be the greatest NFL team to miss the postseason. That is not an exaggeration. Joe Burrow led the NFL with 4,918 passing yards and 43 touchdowns. Jamar Chase won the receiving triple crown. Trey Hendrickson led the league in sacks, and the Bengals still missed the postseason by just 1 game. Unfortunately, they were undone by another slow start and a woeful defense that finished 25th in scoring. Look, call it bad luck or whatever the heck you want, but it's time for the Burrow-led Bengals to re-cement themselves as a Super Bowl contender. Fall apart? Miami Dolphins. After 4 straight winning seasons and 2 straight playoff appearances, the Dolphins limped to a disappointing 8-9 finish last year. Yes, that was mainly due to Tua Tagovailoa missing 6 games to injury, but Miami's core players also didn't exactly produce as expected. Tyreek Hill had his worst season since his 2016 rookie year, 1 year after leading the league in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. Raheem Mostert went from a career year in 2023 to 278 rushing yards that led to his release. Calais Campbell and Emmanuel Ogbah, who combined for 10 of Miami's 35 sacks last season, left. All-Pro corner Jalen Ramsey is a goner too. And hey, while we're at it, is anyone really convinced that Hill even wants to be in Miami anymore? So basically, Miami needs Tagovailoa, Hill, and Jalen Waddle to all stay healthy and carry a very flawed team to the postseason. Brace yourselves for a long season, Dolphins fans. But which other NFL teams will make a big leap? And which ones will fall apart in 2025? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.